Hey guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. Guys, it's never a dull moment in crypto, that is for sure. That is why I love doing daily market updates. We have interesting stuff about Ripple and XRP, some interesting settlement documents with the CFTC going back in 2015. I'm going to go through that. Interesting reports as well from a lot of big institutions and players. Obviously, updates in relation to Sam Bankman-Fried. There's some crazy stuff happening there. A few sightings, actually, as well. Obviously, a lot happening with BitBoy now. So it's just never a dull moment. Anyway, I'm going to go through everything. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Let's get straight into it. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you are new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification as well, because as you can see right here, I love documenting my journey with investing with cryptos, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom. And yes, my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along this incredible journey. We are just getting started. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through. It would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find, ladies and gentlemen, do that. All right, so make sure you give a good old thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything. It is down there. Thank you very much. You guys absolutely rock. Also, little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. I do not want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that in the blink of an eye in crypto. All right, so please be careful out there. Do your own research and due diligence. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. And yes, I'm advocating for cold storage. It could be a Ledger, a Trezor, an Alipol, a Descent, whatever you're comfortable and confident with is obviously great. All right, and also if you can't afford any of those cold storage wallets, I understand times are tough at the moment with rising inflation. It's absolutely crazy. You can use Trust Wallet. I personally use that. Again, I don't have all my assets in there, but I do use it. And again, it's quite safe because you have your own seed phrase, a mnemonic phrase, which you should keep very, very safe and secure. Anyway, that is it for the formalities, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go straight to the community tab. Ripple Endgame. All right, this is the end game we are at right now. Okay, so there's going to be some very interesting stuff coming out in the next few weeks in relation to the Ripple versus SEC lawsuits. Crazy stuff with this project. Really is. All right, they're going after a significant, amount of transactions, and I'm going to get through that. So stick around. These were the altcoins up in my portfolio this morning. We had Kin, Telcoin, Alliance Block, Doge. Again, obviously Elon Musk hinting at, payments on Twitter. That could obviously well be Doge and Bitcoin and who knows what else. Probably XRP as well. And XYO was up also. And this is one of the documents that I found as well. The Bank Secrecy Act. All right. Wake up from the matrix is what I'm basically saying. All right. Because there's a lot of stuff happening here with institutions and governments in the United States. Now, let's go to CoinSpot quickly and have a look at my favorite coin prices here. Again, these are the banking coins I'm going to quickly talk about. I used CoinSpot in Australia. There is a referral link below. Please feel free to use that. You will get $10 in Bitcoin. Of course, do your own research and due diligence. Now, all the prices you see here are in Australian dollars. Everything else is set to USD because I'm catering for everybody around the world. And also, I just want to point out as well that I am not keeping most of my valuable assets on CoinSpot. I've taken them off and put them in cold storage just to make things very clear. I'm only keeping the ones that I'm staking on the platform because I don't like, having my cryptos locked up on Binance for like 120, 180 days, etc. All right. So with CoinSpot, you don't have to do that. That's the only reason why. So again, I'm well and truly prepared to lose those if all SHIT hits the fan. I'm well and truly prepared, and unfortunately, that's what we have to be prepared for. Now, quickly, let's go through my favorite coins. Bitcoin sitting at 25,000, which again, it's been hovering around the 24 to 30K level for months on end, all right? Ethereum's at 1,900 today, which is nice. XRP still at 59 cents, all right? And obviously, with the information that I've come across last night, very, very bullish on XRP. Doge is up 0.16% to 15 cents as well. ADA, 48 cents. Moving quickly down, you've got Stellar at 13 cents. That is an absolute gem at that price. Not financial advice. Algorand, 36 cents. Quant is at $195. You've got Hedera at 7 cents as well today, which is really nice. Axie Infinity is at $10, almost up nearly 6% today, which is good. And of course, my other favorites here are Casper. I do love that at 4 cents, and XDC, again, an undervalued gem. at 3 cents. And of course, the other ones here I do love are Reef. Again, under a cent. Cannot complain about that. And XYO. Again, under a cent. I bought this before it got listed on Coinbase, and I was buying it on KuCoin, I believe. And of course, Alliance Block ALBT still up 1.63% to 7 cents. All right, now let's go to crypto bubbles. And guys, before I get into that, I do have the Wall Street Bull Patreon linked below. I love putting up all my buys, my sells, my trades, my crazy trading stuff that I'm doing at the moment. Love putting up news, talking about my dividend investments, what I'm buying. And I will be putting up a post in there as well tonight because I'm buying some dividend stocks. That's what I do every single week. Anyway, let's get into it, guys. Crypto bubbles. And by the way, the Patreon's linked below. Let's have a look here, guys. We have a lot of green bubbles on the day today, which is really interesting. Crow as well, Crypto.com, Chronos, 14.8% on the day, 18% on the week. I'm not personally invested in Crow. And again, I really don't feel there is a utility with, exchange tokens pretty much, all right? So I'm only going for real utility banking coins, all right, because that's where the money is. We have to follow the money, as always. Now, other ones here, guys. FTT's up 8.3%, 10.5% on the week. I have no idea why the hell anyone would buy this at the moment. There's too much going on with FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. I would steer well and truly away from FTX, okay? There's a lot of traders probably shorting this. I don't know. So I'm staying very clear of that. What else we got here, guys? Axie Infinity. All right, 5.4% on the day, 10% on the week. I do like Axie Infinity. I'm staking that on CoinSpot, earning some pretty nice interest. But guys, look at the price. It was originally $110 USD, currently trading at 7.21. Cannot complain about that. I still am very bullish on play to earn games, all right, and especially Star Atlas as well. I think that's going to be a great game, and that will absolutely moon once they release that game. I'm big on that stuff anyway with gaming. Now, obviously, guys, Solana as well. I did buy this the other week, 3.4% on the day, 4% on the week. Again, $199. There was a lot happening with Solana and the collapse of FTX, so I don't know where this is going to go, but I did buy Solana because I've been wanting to buy it for a very, very long time. What else we got here, guys, on the day? Let's just try and find a couple of gems. Quant, 2.2% on the day, 14% on the week. This has been one of the only coins that's held its price quite nicely. Okay, so $195 was its high this year, and it's currently trading at $130. So you can see it hasn't really dropped that much, which says something about the project. And all right, finite supply, banking, CBDCs, institutions. All right, and again, I really wish I had have bought more when it was around, I think it was this year I bought it, and I did document that on my channel. I bought it around $80 AUD, which probably would have been around this level at 60 US dollars, all right? So, again, I'm not down on my quant investment. I'm actually up, and I think this is easily going to be a $10,000 asset in the future, maybe 5 to 10 years, all right? But other than that, still incredible buying opportunities in my opinion, and I still dollar cost average every single week. Now, let's get into this, guys. So the Bank Secrecy Act, all right? So this is very interesting stuff. There was a Twitter post that I retweeted as well, and it just some really interesting stuff, all right? So the OCC prescribes regulations, conducts supervisory activities, and when necessary takes enforcement actions to ensure the national banks have the necessary controls in place and provide the requisite notices to law enforcement to deter or detect money laundering, terrorist financing, and other criminal acts, blah, blah, blah. So the money laundering examinations and the BSA, Bank Secrecy Act, obviously goes through the whole thing right here. Now, it's very interesting to see this because there was a ruling back in 2015 and a settlement, right? And I'm not sure what's happening with this. Let me just refresh this. I'm not sure why it's doing this. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I don't know what my phone is doing. There you go. All right, so the settlement agreement with the CFTC. Sorry about that, guys, but this is interesting, right? So on the understandings, I'm going to read this here. Specified below, the United States Attorney's Office in the Northern District of California, the government will not criminally prosecute Ripple Labs, a Delaware corporation headquartered in San Francisco, California, and any and all subsidiaries of Ripple Labs, Inc., which is interesting. For any of the conduct described in the statement of facts attached in Attached A, the government enters into a settlement agreement, which is interesting, based on the individual facts and circumstances presented by the case and the company. All right, so among the factors considered were the following: the company's extensive cooperation with the government, the company has committed to controls and set forth attachment B, company has agreed to migrate the components of a business as set forth, company has agreed to continue to cooperate with government if any known ongoing investigation of the conduct of the company and its officers, directors, employees, agents, consultants relating to violations of the Bank Secrecy Act. The company enters into this agreement under the authority granted by the board of its directors in the form of board of resolution, a company which is attached. So the company admits and accepts and acknowledges that the responsible under the state's laws for the acts it officers, directors and employees and agents as set forth in the statement of facts attached here to attachment A and incorporated reference into the agreement, and the facts described are true and accurate. The company expressly agrees that it shall not, through present and future attorneys, officers, directors, employees, agents, or any other person authorized to speak for the company, make any public statement in litigation or otherwise contradicting acceptance of responsibility by the company set forth or described as in the statement of facts attached hereto. The company's obligations under this agreement shall have a term of 3 years from the date of this agreement is executed. However, the company shall to cooperate fully with government and in any matters relating to the bank secrecy violations, subject to the applicable law and regulations to date, which all investigations and prosecutions arising out of conduct described in this agreement. So, this is what I'm trying to explain, guys. The Department of Justice actually made a ruling with Ripple again in relation to XRP and their current and their business operations and dealings right here. And again, I just want to point out as well that there was Norman Reed, General Counsel, Ripple Labs, United States attorneys right here. This was huge. Here is the full settlement. All right, and I did link this in my community tab as well. So go look in that post. You'll see that there. But Norman Reed, this is a full-blown settlement agreement. So who's to say that Ripple can't settle with the SEC and vice versa? All right, and again, go and have a read of this because it's very interesting. But I also want to point out as well that there's been a lot of correspondence with government agencies, with Ripple and so forth. So what I'm saying is that Judge Torres and Netburn have clearly, I hope they read all of these settlements and understand that Ripple is not doing anything shady. They're completely wanting to comply with all the regulations in the United States. So that's just another thing as well. And I think the SEC is really going to have a very difficult time, trying to get a win in this case is what I'm saying. Because again, they've been compliant. They've done settlements before with, the CFTC. It's crazy. Now, I want to show you this interesting news article right here, but this is what I'm talking about. So how can anyone not be bullish on XRP and Ripple? But Ripple to tackle $9 trillion market and could serve 50% of the world's population. This is how big things are, right? So Ripple is confident that its XRP ledger is capable enough to handle stable coins and CBDCs for billions of people across the world. Ripple said that the central banks will have to strike a key balance between centralization on one hand and innovation on the other. $9 trillion. Okay, so obviously it goes, as we know, central banks across the world have already started experimenting with CBDCs. That's absolute facts. This includes some of the top economies like the European Union, China, India, Australia, and others. On the other hand, the United States has been a bit slow in its evaluating the financial as well as legal liabilities of having a digital dollar. Blockchain startup Ripple has released its own CBDC white paper offering a complete framework for implementing CBDCs. It also provides detailed guidance for ensuring the global interoperability of different CBDCs. Ripple is seeking to grab a pie of this trillion-dollar industry that is evolving very fast, which again, by 2024, at least 50% of the world's population is expected to use digital wallets, transactions valued at over $9 trillion annually. So I just want to do something very interesting. I've done this so many times on my channel, but here's Coin Perspective, all right? Now, go check out this website for yourself. But this is how you can work out based on a market cap. And I know a lot of people are going to say, it doesn't really matter, but I just want to do this for an example, all right? So the value of the coin at a market cap of $9 trillion, okay? So have a look here. I'm just entering it now. So that's $9 trillion. One XRP would be valued at $179. That's incredible in itself. But I honestly believe that, this is only just a small portion of what they're going after, which is cross-border payments, all right? They're also going after many industries, real estate. They're going after derivative, like the whole derivatives market, which is like $1 quadrillion. I'm not joking. Go look it up. It's crazy. A lot of stuff, guys. So again, I honestly believe they're in a very strong position in this case, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But have a look at this. Ripple says the SEC failed to show XRP sales are investment contracts and asks court to grant summary judgment. So Ripple Labs says that the US Securities Exchange Commission hasn't been able to prove that firm's XRP sales were investment contracts in the regulator's lawsuit against it. The SEC and Ripple sued in 2020. Obviously, we know this, but the SEC has, in any event, failed to carry out its burden as to reach for the three Howey elements. All right, so on the first element, investment money, the SEC concedes that billions of units of XRP distributed by defendants involved no investment of money at all. Even for transactions that involved exchange of money, the SEC failed to show that purchasers invested that money in a common enterprise, meaning a company, and it's like a company like a traditional stock. All right, so as Howey requires rather than simply buying an asset. The Howey test refers to the US Supreme Court case determining whether a transaction counts as an investment contract and therefore is subject to disclosure and registration requirements under the obviously the Securities Act of 1933, which again I think is very outdated, and the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. Which is interesting. So on the final element, expectation of profits based solely on the efforts of others, the SEC cannot overcome two fundamental flaws. First, no reasonable expectation can exist, absent actual obligations undertaken by the promoter, and the SEC has pointed to none. The SEC claims that 3, the defendants made promises but empty claim does not hold up. No evidence of any promise appears anywhere in the SEC's fact statements. And indeed, the only mention of a promise that the SEC cites is clear statement that Ripple was not making any. And again, it just goes to show that the case is so strong. So keep an eye on that, all right? So obviously, guys, here we go. Another one here, guys. Defense lawyer believes judge in Ripple case will soon deliver one big written ruling, which will be huge. So James K. Phelan, a summary judgment in the SCFS Ripple lawsuit might come sooner than expected. This week, the former federal prosecutor noted that the judge is likely to consolidate most of the pending issues for determination in one ruling, which is interesting right here. But the court has to decide on 3 major issues before issuing the final verdict. These are summary judgment motions, expert motion challenges, and sealing issues regarding the expert reports, the Hinman reports, and other records presented by the SEC. Why would Judge Torres slog through expert motions and sealing motions, including the sealing of Hinman documents, separately before deciding on the parts of them, if any, are relevant to deciding the summary judgment motion, asked Phelan. I believe that she will decide everything together. And again, that's just going to be absolutely huge. And once that happens, things are going to get absolutely wild in this space. Now, this is a World Economic Forum, again, for policy approaches right here. And I did look through this briefly today. Again, this is just one of the things I'm talking about with these banking coins. Okay, so if you look here, you can see here, guys, trade tech. Okay, and obviously this does mention Sinfin numerous times. Okay, so if we go down here, partnering up with Trade Tech and Sinfin as well. Hybrid blockchain, trade finance is absolutely enormous as well. It's just another banking coin that I'm very, very bullish on, guys. Really, it's a no-brainer, really, when you think about it. And obviously, ISO 222 is also being implemented and about to become swifter. Are you ready for the mandatory ISO 222 migration? But, part of me just thinks that this whole lawsuit was just to delay Ripple, and again, just, for other institutions and, projects and whatnot, with these governments and institutions to develop their own sort of systems, whereas Ripple's already done this. But, SWIFT is almost a de facto standard for international funds transfers, so it's mandatory adoption of the ISO 222 standard. Cross-border payments in November 22 will have a profound effect on banks and financial services institutions, which, again, is really interesting as well. But, guys, this is happening. All right, so I think something must have happened there to delay everything, obviously, but there's so much news right here. But I want to show you this as well. Obviously, the crypto list, again, the 7 coins, the banking coins right here. And I've shown this list so many times. We have Ripple, Stellar, Hedera, IOTA, XDC, Algorand, Cardano, and, of course, Ethereum. Fun fact, did you know that the person who signed almost every $100 bill, former treasurer Rosie Rios, now works for Ripple? No-brainer. Anyway, guys, quickly moving on here. We have a hedge fund manager, Veriton Mark right here. USCO predicts, Bitcoin will replace gold, unveils massive Bitcoin price target. Basically, he's saying that it could hit $250,000 from what I read earlier today. Right there. It's 250,000 US. So that could be roughly around about nearly 300,000 Australian dollars, which would just be crazy. And a VP of the $1.5 trillion asset manager says Ethereum staking presents big opportunities for institutional investors. So senior executive at $1.5 trillion asset management giant Franklin Templeton says Ethereum staking yield is presenting big opportunities for institutions looking at that crypto markets right here. Again, Raoul Pal did mention this as well. If we go to cryptometer.io, let's have a quick look at where the money's flowing. Then we'll get onto all the stuff on Twitter because there's just literally so much. It's wild. We've got money flowing into XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. We've got Matic, Doge. We've got USDT, of course, that's the same. But a lot of money flows through USDT. So I really hope it doesn't crash Doge and Shiba Inu as well. All right, so let's go to Twitter. Sorry to rush through this, guys, because it's been a chaotic day here at the office. But I'm at the Wall Street Bull Oz. Please, please, please make sure you check the spelling of all social media. When I hit 100,000 subs on YouTube, I will be giving this away live. Now, I just want to play this Coach JV. Big fan of your channel, mate. Really do. And thank you, VXRP, for this as well. Have a look at this.
We zoom in that blue box. Here's a great tweet by Black Ghost. This is a visualization of all the people in the world.
Facts.
And if we zoom in, that blue box is all the people who have heard about crypto. This little green box is the people who own crypto. Zoom in even further, yellow is the people who have heard of XRP. Red is the people who own XRP. And that little pink dot is people who own over 25,000 XRP. So to all the influencers out there saying that the banks aren't going to let a few people get really rich, I don't think they give a fuck.
Excuse the language. Anyway, some pretty crazy stuff with Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't know if anyone's seen this. Thank you, Free Fanny, right here. Have a look at this.
NBC. They asked him, why didn't he have a CFO and a board? Look what he said.
Look at this.
Let's look at what this guy just said. Oh, my God.
Listen to this. It's crazy.
If you had no board and you had no CFO, and that should have been a red flag, frankly, for all of us.
So, interestingly, in some ways, we had too many boards. We had...
Oh, goodness. Hopefully we're going to shut him down.
All right, so we've been listening for the past hour and 5 minutes.
Scary stuff, man. They actually cut Sam Bankman-Fried off. Joel Katz right here. David Schwartz, sorry. I didn't steal customers' funds. I just wasn't diligent in stopping myself from stealing them, Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, this is interesting as well. Did you know that there is a shadow bank that oversees $21 trillion, the world's money? It has a dominating stake in every S&P 500 company. It directs trillions from the Fed, central banks, and government treasuries. The global financial ecosystem is ruled by one company. And I agree, it's BlackRock. And there's also another one, which is Vanguard, which is absolutely wild. And this is just a full-blown thread from Cam Cruz here in relation to BitBoy. Basically withdrawing $1.6 million from Celsius between March and May 2022 prior to its June 12 collapse. He took money to promote Celsius to followers while taking his money off. Says he had $3 million on the platform, but he never disclosed his withdrawals. Anyway, this is why I never do promotions, man, because stuff like this happens all the freaking time, and especially now during bear markets. You know, this is where the truth comes out. Anyway, Coinbase CEO took the gloves off with this one, but I don't care how messy your accounting is or how rich you are. You're definitely going to notice if you find an extra $8 billion to spend. Even the most gullible person should not believe Sam's claims that this was an accounting error. It's stolen customer money used in his hedge fund, plain and simple. What happened to Do Kwon as well? I'm just curious, man. I really am, because no one's really talking about that. And I just retweeted this as well, but launched by the team of Terra's Anchor Protocol. I stayed well away from that, but Ambit Finance secures $4.5 million from Binance Labs, which is interesting. Ripple will win. This is David Gokhshtein right here. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing his last name wrong, but the crypto industry will win as well. Absolute facts. You have a tweet from Ripple. Basically, in addition to enabling faster and more affordable payments, the digital nature of CBDCs also makes loans and other financial services more accessible to historically underserved communities. I agree. The Netherlands has just announced it will seize 3,000 farms in order to meet its 2030 climate goals. Scary stuff because they may do that to crypto on exchanges. Just saying, this is why I advocate cold storage. Be careful. Let's go to CoinMarketCap. We have $869 billion today, $35 billion in volume, 38% BTC, 18% Ethereum, 21,929 cryptocurrencies. 99% of those are actually useless. And again, I go to my watch list that I do every single day because this is where I'm putting my money. Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, AVAX, not so much AVAX. Link, of course, XLM, Algorand, Quant, Hedera, IOTA, Casper, XDC, and Alliance Block, the banking coins, right there. Everyone needs to just do their research, of course, with this stuff. Don't take financial advice. But that is it for today's video. Thank you very much for sticking around. There's a lot happening out there. Leave me your comments below and in the community tab. Join the Patreon. Speak soon. Take care. Bye.